guys, this is Heidi Bound, and I'm here today with a tutorial from Art Anthology, and I thought I would talk a little bit. I know, surprising, right? Let me take this off so I don't have all that noise. Okay. So today I'm going to do a mixed media scrapbook page, and I'm going to show you how to use your Gelli Plate. Gelli plates come like this, and this is the 9x12. I believe it's 9x12. And mine is not exactly the cleanest Gelli Plate in the whole world, but that's okay. So I take my Gelli Plate out of the packaging and remove the plastic and the other piece as well. There we go. And let's turn it this way so you can see it a little better. I put a piece of white cardstock underneath just so that you can actually see the colors a little bit better. Now on my scrapbook page today I'm going to use pictures of my beautiful niece. And there's black in those pictures as well as some red. So I pulled out some of my Art Anthology stash. This one is cotton candy, and this is a velvet paint. Here we have a velvet fiesta, is the color. This one is another velvet called Desire. And this is one of my favorites actually. This is a velvet called Tuxedo. It's a wonderful black color with just a touch of shimmer. So nice. And then I grabbed a dimensional crystal, from Gen Star, and this color is Sunbeam. And I thought this made a nice color combination to go along with those pictures. So that's what I have. Okay, and I think that would be a nice little grouping to go along with these. So let me show you how you can use your Art Anthology for your Gelli Plate. And excuse me if you hear a little woofing in the back here and there. Those are my fabulously spoiled Pomeranians. So hopefully they'll hush up for me here. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to take some of my Fiesta. And I just have a cheap little plastic knife here. Just going to put some of that down. Let's see. I don't even have to get crazy spreading that out. Let's put out some of the cotton candy. And that first one was the wonderful Fiesta, which is a beautiful pink color. Put some of that down. And I like to mix a color or two together on my Gelli Plate. And let's put that down. You see I'm just wiping this off onto the Gelli Plate. Alright, and I'm grabbing a brayer. If you don't have a brayer, get a brayer. Mine is well loved, as you can see. And I'm just going to use quick strokes. I want to blend the colors, but I don't want to lose the light versus the dark. I want to keep a little bit of that. Alright, so now what I'm going to use is, and this is something I learned from an artist that I love to follow, and using wax paper is a great thing to use. And what I'm going to do is just show you what this looks like now with those two colors, and I'm going to put this down. And I'm going to lift it up. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, I can leave it like this. I could use this for a collage. I could get started with any kind of mixed media project with that. I'm just going to put it over here on the floor. And I'm going to grab another piece of wax paper. There's still a little bit of paint on there, so who knows what we'll get. Aha, nice. Really pretty. Okay, so let's grab now. I have some stencils close by, and I'm going to take some of the red velvet, which is called Desire. And put a little of that down. Again, wiping off that palette knife right on there. You know what? Let's go a little bit more. Why not? Get a nice, bold, intense color going here. Okay. If you're afraid to cross-contaminate your colors, you can, I don't want to waste any of this, but just take a little wipe here. You could use that in an art journal or something if you want. All right, let me grab a little bit of the Fiesta, and we'll put it here, and a little more. Let's brayer that out and see what we have. Still have some of that paint on from before, and that's totally okay with me. Let's see if we can get a little better light. There we go. And again, you see I'm just kind of pouncing this on. I do also keep my art journal close by. To clean this off, I'll just run it in my art journal on a blank page. It's a good way to get a background started. Alright, so now I have some really pretty hearts. Put one of those down. And let's see. We don't have room for this completely, but let's just kind of have it hang off the edge here a little bit. Alright, and I'm going to use one of those that I already, this was the second print that we had. You can see it's drying very quickly, which is a nice perk as well of these paints. Alright, and I'm just going to put that right on top, and you'll see what's going to happen in a minute. This is very, get addicted quickly. Alright, check that out. Very, very cool. You could see how it left that space of the stencil there, and because I didn't cover these pieces, I actually have some cool looking blocks of color. Alright, so now I'm going to take this, I'm going to lift this up. You can see there's some paint here on my stencil. That's when I'll take it right here and put it into my art journal. I could show you that too. It's right behind me. I'm going to pull that up too. Place that in my art journal. And now, before this dries, you have to work kind of quickly. This is that very first print that we did with just those nice pink colors. And I'm placing that down. And wait till you see this. You never exactly know what's going to happen either, which is kind of cool. Oh, alright, cool. So this one, you can't, the hearts aren't quite as obvious, but you get a lot of the texture there, which is nice. Let's put that one down. And you can see there's still a little bit of paint here, so why not pick that up too? And I'm ready for like my third. Oh, cool. That one's really cool. Sometimes I like the second or third print better than I like the first one, actually. Okay. And just to show you, this is what I'm doing here in my art journal. So I took those stencils and pushed them down. And you can see it left a print there as well. Yeah, and I'm pretty naughty. I don't clean the paint off. I know. Some of you are going, oh no! Well, I don't. There we go. Cool. So I'll just keep layering on here. For example, here's my brayer full of paint. And I'm just putting down this color. There was some yellow here before. And just putting down this color gives me an opportunity to get started on another page. And for those of you that might be intimidated with a blank page, well, now it's not blank. And this can start another background in my ever-growing journal here. Alright, so let me show you. And now there's lots of paint over here on my table. Ha 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 ha. Which is fine. That's fine too. Paint everywhere. Alright, so let's take a look now at just adding a little bit more color to those. Let me put the lid on these. I don't want to risk anything drying out on me. And now I'm going to take Tuxedo, and I'm going to take a paintbrush here, and I'm just going to do something really crazy. I'm going to take the end of the paintbrush, the wooden part, hopefully you can see that, there we go, and I'm going to draw, let me get a little more here. I'm not trying to be perfect, not at all, but I do want to kind of work quickly. I'm going to draw some hearts on here. Try to work fast. What's cool about the Gelli Plate is that, I mean, I guess you could overthink it, but I try not to overthink it. That was a pretty smooshy one there, which is fine. Alright, so we have that on the paintbrush. I'll just wipe that in my journal. I'm not going to waste it. And let's do this one. I'm just showing you how we can continue to layer these colors here. And we'll press this on. Very cool, very fun. And why not do another one? But I don't have to do it exactly in the center. I can go here, off to the side. Ta-da! Aren't they great? Look at how, and these will dry matte, which I love. So many different paints dry with a shiny finish. These drying matte, I think, is really very cool. Picking up the hearts, and let's see if we can get a little bit more. Oh yeah, look at that. We're getting a really cool pattern, and I can use these on my projects. See if I can get anything else here. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. That's very fun. And I love the contrast with the black against the pops of color. So let's see what happens with some of the wonderful dimensional crystal. And now I can use this a few different ways. I can take this and I can draw with it. I can take this, do little dots, I can do stripes. Or I could take this, put it down, and then paint it all over the place. So let's try a couple things. Let's see if we just do some dots. Now these are some pretty squishy dots, but I want to see, I'm going to be able to show you what will happen when we put the Gelli paper on. Ooh, that one's a little squishier than I want. Let's put that over here. And let's grab, you know what, let's grab this guy here. Let's grab this one. We have some cool stuff going on there, but let's see what happens if we layer these dots. We have that one very squishy dot over here. I'm pressing this down a little bit more because it is the dimensional crystal, so it's a little bit different consistency. Oh my goodness. Dun da da da. Check that out. It has shimmer. Let's make sure you can see it. There we go. Very cool. And we still have some paint. Some of it's squishing over the side. That's okay. So let's grab, I know you're like, what about that first one? We need to add more. This guy here. So let's put some dots on this. Check that out. Very, very cool. We've got the black on there, the dots. Let's see if we can get one more out of this. See what happens. Let's see. I'm pretty sure we're going to pick up this wonderful sunbeam color here because it's still a little squishy. That's a technical term, right? Squishy. Oh, cool. Now we could leave that as is, or, I know, you're saying, add more, add more. All right, so let's see what we can add. Actually, what we can do is, just for the sake of playing with some more colors, let's do this wonderful velvet color, and this one is called Fiji. And what we can do with Fiji is, I know. How many of you have punchinella? Tons of punchinella. How many of you have things like this? This is a sponge for your kitchen. Or these that are used to open up jars. And if you don't, you're all going to be running out to the store to try these. And what I'm going to do now is take the Fiji paint. I'm going to take my palette knife. And this one I probably won't use on my layout, but who knows? And let's put this down. Alright. You don't have to spread it out that much because we're going to use the brayer. And let's put on some of the wonderful cotton candy color. And put a blob of that on there. Why not? And another blob here. And I'm trying to use as much as I can. I don't want to waste it. And let's use, just to be crazy, some of the dimensional crystal. And I'm going to smush this all together. So, there we go. Let's see what happens. Are you holding your breath? Are you like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see. Alright, so here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, check it out already. This is why you don't want to over brayer. Is that another technical term? This, because it'll get muddy. So what I'm doing is just kind of bouncing this brayer onto the Gelli plate. And now it's there, of course. And here's where you can use your punchinella. I'm going to place it down. Get my hands in it, but that's okay. It's part of the fun. And I can use my little, I'm sure this has a technical name, jar opener maybe. And I'm going to put that down. Okay, I can put this in my art journal, which I'm going to. And then I have my little kitchen sponge here. I could even do that over top of my punchinella here. And now I have my piece that we have just a little bit on. And let's see what happens. Drum roll. And you want to press down pretty great right here just to get it through the punchinella. And that looks cool. You could see some of the texture. You could definitely see where the punchinella is. The colors are a little wild, but those are, it's like the wild combination, but I think that's so fun for an art journal page. Now we can pull this off, and don't waste that paint. Put that in your art journal. And let's grab another sheet and see what we get now. That I love. You could see actually how it pulled up some of the other colors that we used earlier, and right here you could see the texture from the jar opener. And this, where I did the kitchen sponge, it just gives it a little bit more of a rough texture. Love that section. So these will be great for art journal pages or collaging them on a scrapbook page, which is what I'm intending to do, actually. Cool again. Got a little blob here. Let's get that.